past month or so of school has been a grueling time for me. All day, every day, I've been slaving over these asinine assignments and barely trudging onwards in a sea of impossibility. So, in times like these, I find it beneficial for the progression of society as a whole that a 16-year-old child who looks 12 documents the hardships of modern history. And the only one in my vicinity who fits that extremely specific criteria, even though they're the only person in my vicinity in the first place, is me. So, I'll be doing just that. I present to you a day in the life of a dying, starving shell of a man during a global pandemic. The start of my day? Simple. I contract the muscles in my eyelids to move them in a constant lateral motion, upwards for the top eyelid and reverse for the other. A monumental task for such an unbelievably young, frail child with one arm in the grave. After this, I rest my eyes for a while and prepare to contract the fast-twitch muscle fibers in my legs to both rotate my whole body and bear its whole weight on my lower body, which is all beautifully steered by my gastrocnemius and quadriceps. Luckily, I have trained my entire life for this movement at a high altitude in the Himalayan mountains, so this is an effortless task for a child whose mind is at an equal caliber to mine. Skillfully and gracefully, I successfully muster the strength to make my way to the kitchen and grab breakfast, which ends up raising a problem that I rarely face. You see, when you're as smart as me, you don't need to eat. This is because your brain cells are constantly undergoing mitosis at a rate in which you can sustain your whole body by consuming your own brain mass. But today, I'm all out of brain cells. I have to make cereal. The issue here is that, while I am skilled in the art of moving my legs and arms, I'm not nearly as skilled in extending my jaw muscles. I muster 2 bites of hexacarbon decahydrogen pentoxide featuring added amounts of hexacarbon dodecahydrogen hexoxide spliced within before I'm already out of energy. A few hours later, I finally make it to my room, an intellectual sanctuary filled with many objects that tease the brain. Of course, I decide to admire complex geometrical shapes, such as a beautifully constructed rhombotruncated isosceles-dodecahedron, and conceptualizing the perception of 4th-dimensional hypercubes as a 3-dimensional human to ascend to a higher plane of existence. With nothing left in my living quarters but my own thoughts, I grow tired of learning complex geometry, and fixate my attention to other, more leisurely activities to ease the mind. This conveniently placed camera demonstrates my unbelievable skill in the Patricians video game, Super Smash Bros. Melee. Of course, my skill level surpasses that of mere mortals, so I spend my time fighting the built-in AI of the game. If it isn't painfully obvious by now, not even this is enough, but it will suffice to hold over my massive brain for when the pandemic is over, when I can once more demonstrate to the human population in a real-life setting. This is assuming the 567,243 people who filed a restraining order on me in the state of Florida aren't in my presence, but I digress. When I finally get out, I'll show them. Then I'll finally be accepted for not getting up or doing anything, for my pure surplus of knowledge will overflow the human populace, and they will all be chanting my name. Until then, however, I have business to attend to, as I must keep the prepossessing qualities of my colossal brain mass intact. Goodbye, lobotomite.